Here to talk with us more about Brexit, I'm joined now by Laura Shields. She's a spokesperson for the lobby group British in Europe. Ms Shields, thanks very much for speaking to France 24. I mean, news just coming in for us here. Dominic Raab resigning. Does that come as a surprise to you?
No, I just think it's an indication of the current chaos and instability that is gripping British politics when it comes to negotiating the exit from the EU. And I think what's really important in all of this is that the agreement that has been put forward and negotiated and supposedly agreed between the EU and the UK negotiators is only a political agreement. It has no legal weight. And if there is no deal, it means that there are no rights for citizens in the UK who are European, and it means that there are no citizens' rights for Europeans, for British citizens living in Europe, of which there are 1.2 million. So this deal is far from certain, and Dominic Raab's resignation is just a reflection of that broader instability.
I mean, let's flesh this out a little bit further. You touched on citizens' rights there. That's clearly what your lobby group is dealing with. What are your main concerns when it comes to Brexit as a whole?
So our primary concern for the group that I'm involved with has always been ongoing free movement. And the reason for that is that if you are a young person living in Europe or you need to cross borders for work, which 80% of our members do, then we're not getting that guaranteed in the withdrawal agreement. So basically what's on offer at the moment is country locking British people who live in Europe to the country that they currently live and work in. However, as I mentioned before, 4 in 5 of our members are working age or younger, so they do need free movement for work. And for example, our deputy chair, Fiona Godfrey, lives in Luxembourg and she crosses the border every single day to work in and across different European countries. So this is a huge body blow. And let's not forget that we were promised first by vote leave and then the UK and EU negotiators that nothing would change in terms of our day-to-day lives. And free movement is not in the withdrawal agreement, and we have no confidence that it will be negotiated as part of the future relationship.
Ms Shields, where does all of this leave the people's vote and this idea of perhaps, a second referendum? Is that something that your lobby group will now get behind?
Well, we're very conflicted because obviously this deal, no matter how bad, is some kind of safety net for our members. But we have always said it was inadequate and that the only way to fully protect our members and also British friends and family who we care about in the UK was to remain in the EU. So given the sort of febrile atmosphere in the UK and the uncertainty that we're finding ourselves in at the moment, we'll be keeping our options open. We'll be looking at whether or not we come out to support the people's vote more fully, but we will also be working with the European Parliament to try and strengthen the existing citizens' rights agreement before it gets voted on, because we do think it would be reckless to throw away any kind of meager protections that some of our members, many of whom are vulnerable pensioners and have disabilities and dependents. So we do need to take that into account as well.